Welcome to this week's edition of Sun News at Noon. I'm Katie Walker.
And I'm Amy Glockner. Thanks for tuning in. Elizabeth Smart, a survivor of 9 months of sexual assault, starvation, and abuse, is set to speak at Utah Tech. The Elizabeth Smart Foundation, which she founded, aims to provide hope for families, peace for victims, and empowerment for all. For more information on her foundation, scan the QR code on the screen. Smart will lead an event called Empower and Protect on September 12th at 4 p.m. in the Zion Room on the 5th floor of the Holland Building. Students are required to register and sign a waiver before attending.
With over 80 clubs in existence, the Utah Tech Student Association was faced with tough decisions about which clubs would receive additional funding. This summer, UTSA introduced a tier system that would place clubs into 3 different levels based on impact and engagement. UTSA rewards active clubs by placing them into the highest tier, which in turn makes them more eligible for funding. Chelsea Ramirez, Vice President of Clubs, has been working to make the tier system fully operational.
So the tier system was implemented as a way to reward the clubs that really put in the extra work. In no way is it taking away from what we already had. If anything, it's just adding to the clubs and like the presidencies that put in the extra work and go the extra mile. Another thing to note is it's not just super clubs that are super big. It's just high engagement was one of them, but so is high impact. So we have a checklist item where it's at least four of the following things will make you a tier 1 club. And that could just be having a consistency of at least 10 members. As far as how it came to be, clubs got a huge rebrand this year, particularly over the summer. So in order to stay within the rule, the grounds of being legal in accordance to HB 261, we wanted to make sure that everyone still had a home on campus, kind of this belonging area that we're really trying to push for, to make sure that all students have a peer system and just a place where they feel like they belong, in a place that they can call home. And that can be found through clubs.
With almost 13,000 students enrolled in the last school year, parking services are forced to up their game. According to the Utah Tech Parking Services, they will provide adequate, reasonably convenient, and safe parking services for students, faculty, and visitors to the campus.
Get ready for a celebration like no other. The first annual Dixie Days kicks off this Sunday. The self-proclaimed Unforgettable Festival celebrates the rich heritage of St. George and its community spirit. Utah Tech University is a sponsor of the event, and with activities happening every day, UT students are sure to get involved and enjoy the festival. The event begins with a fireside kickoff on Sunday at 7 p.m. The festival promises a week of activities including film screenings, live music, and the Dixie Roundup Rodeo on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to close out the week. The festival also introduces Dixie Treks, which is an interactive guided tour of important historical sites across the St. George area.
Students, get ready for an adrenaline boost. St. George's outdoor recreation scene has taken new heights with the ropes of Southern Utah's new high ropes course and zip line. The thrilling attraction features 60 challenging obstacles and will be open this October. Utah Tech students and adventure enthusiasts alike can take a step out of their comfort zone and into the adventure scene. The owner, John Hendelman, has a mission to provide affordable pricing for students. Hendelman says that he wants to create something unique and wonderful for everyone to enjoy. So stay tuned for more on this exciting addition to the local recreation scene. I'm personally very excited for the recreation course. I think it's a good chance for students to step out of the classroom and into the adventure scene and to be outside. It's really good for their mental health and physical health as well.
Yeah, I really appreciate the addition of student-friendly pricing. I think activities like this can get so wildly expensive that people like us aren't able to enjoy it. So the fact that it will be affordable and accessible to students is really exciting.
I'm also very excited about it as well. On other news, Utah Tech is marching into a new era with the Army ROTC program. Students are blending academic pursuits with rigorous military leadership training.
We're doing a lot of active learning, but as well, so for us, all of our classes are structured in a way where there's a classroom portion where we're going to be teaching them the skills And then we're going to be going out every single week on Thursday in what we call our cadet labs, and we're going to be doing our hands-on exercises. So that could be anywhere from here on campus to out in the mountains, learning land navigation and orienteering. We really embody that active lifestyle and active learning concept that Utah Tech has really taken on. We're going to be teaching in-class leadership, fundamentals of leadership, such as communication, accountability, planning, all those things in a classroom setting, which is pretty typical to a college campus. The big long-term goal is to develop and give students a good education and to develop them as leaders in our communities. So, that's why I say it's for everyone. And that's what a lot of people forget, is it's not just a typical Army spill. It's literally, I think it benefits everyone to do this program. However, those people that are ready for the military and want to make that commitment, we have jobs ranging from human resources to finance to nursing to your typical Army jobs in the combat arms. We have a broad spectrum that we can offer, as well as financial resources to get you through school. There's a huge presence here that I think we could really capture and keep our local talent here at Utah Tech University. Right now, we have just shy of 30 cadets, and I think we could grow this to between 50 and 100 cadets and hopefully become one of the largest programs in the state.
If you've spent time in St. George, odds are you've shopped at Lynn's Fresh Market. As a Utah-based, family-owned and operated grocery store, Lynn's take community impact and engagement seriously. This past Saturday, Lynn's introduced their Sacks for Sacks program. For each sack during home football games, Lynn's will donate 1 sack of food. Up next, Ben Dawson will break down the action from first Utah Tech football game of the season against Montana State University.
5 years ago, in 2019, Abe Reinhardt tragically passed away following a Utah Tech football practice. He embodied characteristics that have now become standards Utah Tech athletes hold themselves to. He was a role model in every aspect of his life, not just as a player. Since his passing, every year the number he wore, number 3, has been given to one player on the team that symbolizes everything he stood for. And this year, junior running back Chris Street was given the number. In an interview with Utah Tech Athletics, head coach Lance Anderson said, "I have been impressed by Chris since he got here. I really feel like he also represents all those other traits that we talked about, what his jersey represents: toughness, hard work, accountability, trust, leadership. Chris demonstrates all those qualities, and I think he'll do a great job wearing that jersey and representing Abe." Moving on to the first game of the season, the Lance Anderson head coaching era in St. George started in extremely rough fashion. In the home opener against the Montana State University Bobcats, the Trailblazers didn't get their first down of the game until the fourth quarter and had less than 200 yards of total offense, compared to the Bobcats, who had almost 500 yards of total offense. The Bobcats were on offense for 3 times as long as the Trailblazers and had 40 more offensive plays. The Trailblazers rotated through 3 different quarterbacks throughout the game, and after the game, head coach Lance Anderson emphasized the importance of getting the offense straightened out. My personal opinion about the offense is that Reggie Graff should be playing a little bit more. He got in for some plays, they had some designed runs, a couple quarterback powers that he ran throughout the game, and he just had this athletic side to him that the other 2 quarterbacks didn't really have. The other quarterback that's starting, Deacon Hill, came from Iowa, and he just didn't really impress and didn't really have that athletic side that you really want to see in a starting quarterback, and so I think they should put in Reggie Graff more and see what he can really do, because he is a freshman. On another note, the Utah Tech volleyball team charged into the season-opening Wildcat Invitational over the weekend, clinching 2 victories out of the 3 matches the Trailblazers played. The Trailblazers won both the games they played against the University of Denver and lost the game against Weber State University. The team heads to Spokane, Washington this weekend to play California State University Fullerton and Gonzaga University. Head coach Camila Hofoka explains some of the thoughts and goals she has for the team this season. in a short phrase, is the goal for the season just to make the WAC and then see what happens from there?
Yes and no. Like you wanna push them to some really big goals, but you also want to be realistic, right? So last year and the years before that, we fell short. So for this year, it's take it one game at a time. How do I take this game and this match and focus on it, and then next match? So it's really one game at a time. The big goal is to make it there, but again, we got to make sure we can take care of one game at a time.
So one thing that I really love that you said is kind of like turning the page in a way,
Yeah.
not getting stuck up and hung up on the 1 point or the one set. So could you kind of just talk to, is that kind of the mentality for the whole year, just 1 point at a time?
Yeah, I think it's also more of a team. We have a lot of talent every year, but now I feel like this year it's okay. What can I do for my team? How can I make my team better instead of individually? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? And how can I keep going forward? The mentality of our team is a lot different this year, and I think that's what's going to help us to actually reach our goal. So I'm really excited about that. Well, I think it would be exciting if everyone can come out and watch us and support us. We have some awesome girls on our team that really would love your support. So
Totally. Go out and watch a volleyball game this year. It's the place to be.
An interesting little fact, Utah Tech captain of the team, number 23, Kennedy Knutson, won the tournament MVP with over 50 kills over the 3 games.
There is absolutely no question about her athleticism, and I'm really excited to see how she continues to grow and progress throughout the season.
I mean, for her to get to that position, see the spot and spike it to where it needs to go, I mean, it leaves everyone impressed. It leaves me impressed, so.
Totally. That's it for this week's edition of Sun News at Noon.
We will see you here next week, same time, same place.
Have a great week, Trailblazers.